once again called out. I don't know what it is about having a YouTube channel, but it's basically a forum for people to call you out at every opportunity. But I do kind of
Come in, I could seat you by the fire.
But I do kind of welcome this one. The call out was that I just focus on Nikon when it comes to digital cameras, DSLRs, etc. I'm a Nikon shooter. Here's the thing. If you're just getting into photography, understand that what happens is a photographer will invest in the camera body, and then, which is price A, and then heavily invest in lenses, in glass. And that's the issue. A lot of this glass isn't interchangeable without very expensive adapters. So I shoot a Nikon D800 and a Nikon D700, which I love, and have all of the lenses for those from 35 all the way up to everything I need, and all prime lenses, which are very expensive. But just for you guys, I'm going to show you a camera which is in my collection. This is one of the first Canon DSLR cameras for like the prosumer market. Now this is what you can expect if you purchase a DSLR. This is the camera body itself. Expect to buy this. Inside there, you can see the mirror. When you look through the viewfinder in the back, you're going to be able to go ahead and see directly through the viewfinder to see what you're dealing with. So CF card, this one's that 16 gig extreme, which I was talking about. Cost about 12 bucks on Amazon. CF cards only, I'm afraid, on this. Turn the camera on pretty easily. You see my little flash, which tells me that I have a CF card. Up the top here, you can see that it says 999, which means this card has a bunch of space on it. I can take over 1,000 images with this camera and that 16 gig CF card. So buttons on the back then, pretty straightforward and intuitive menu system. The LCD is not massive, but it has this roller wheel, which enables me to change all my settings as I need to. You just turn the roller wheel, and then to change something, you just press the set button. Easy peasy. And then to go back, just press my menu button. If I press the info button, we can see exactly what is going on. Now, as you can see, the wheel on the side enables me to change all those modes. Now, a face for portraits, a mountain for landscapes, flower for macro, running person for sports, etc., etc. AV, which is aperture priority. Manual, if you want to manage your own shutter speed and aperture, but I like aperture priority. And then I can just go ahead, and you can see 2.5 is what the aperture's at the moment. I can just go ahead and move this wheel to increase or decrease the aperture. Easy peasy. Now, the EOS 20D is not a small camera. It weighs about 700 grams, I think 685 grams. This is a CMOS sensor, but it's still an APS-C, so a crop sensor camera compared to my beautiful full frame D700. So what are we looking at? We're looking at a digital camera, effectively 8.5 megapixels. Like I said, APS-C, CMOS sensor. So you're not going to get those beautiful CCD vibes. However, Canon did a great job with their colors. Beautiful at taking pictures with those vibrant colors direct out of camera. I do use Lightroom to just adjust my images, but straight out of camera, images are great. If you consider that the viewfinder has 95% coverage, it's not bad for a 2005 camera. And you're looking at 9 focus points, 9, which is pretty good again for this era. Function-wise, it's important to know that it shoots about 5 frames a second. It shoots up to 23 JPEGs without pausing and rebuffering, etc. But don't expect the world from these old DSLRs. You're shooting them for the experience. And here is the thing about this little beauty. $20, $15, $10. Heck, people give these away for free. Because look at it, it's a brick. It's nearly 700 grams just to pick it up. I'm not that much of a wimp. But still, beautiful build design, 9 focus points, Canon EFS exchangeable lenses, which are beautifully abundant, and you can pick up a 50mm, a great 50mm for $100 for these Canon cameras. Try doing that with Nikon. I don't think you can do it. You might be able to. Send me a link and I'll buy it. So how does it feel to shoot? So how does this 8.5 megapixel beauty stand up to a Poly Pocket on macro? Let's see. Remember, 50mm macro 1:1, $35, you guys. Not too bad. Easy peasy. Actually focuses very well. Now the camera has all of the accessories that you could ever dream of. We have that USB and video out, remote cable if needed. All of the features that you see on modern DSLRs you can hope for here. So depth of field preview, a pop-up flash for that beautiful paparazzi photography which we know and love so well. This EFS lens system is awesome. And the viewfinder with basic button controls, ISO, white balance, etc. is just as expected. I love the LCD panel illumination feature. All in all, wonderful camera, totally worth the money. Love it. What is my emotional connection to the images that it makes? Basically, if you're a photographer or an enthusiast, that is what this is all about. Is this camera body fun to shoot? Do the lenses produce the images that give you goosebumps and warm your cockles? For me, the EOS range feels wonderful to shoot. I used a Canon R6 recently for the first time, and pow! Every time you pull that shutter, it feels wonderful. And to be honest, I could never compare the 20D to the Canon R6 effectively, but I kind of do get the similar kind of Canon vibes when I feel the R6. With this, I press the shutter button, boom, it makes an image. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't beep. It doesn't do anything crazy. Clack, that's your image taken. So the shooting experience with these old school DSLRs in 2024 is still great. And the lenses, you guys, this particular beautiful macro lens I got from Japan in mint condition for $35. Shut your face. The kit lens, clearly, that I've got on my SLR, the 18-55, isn't the best, but still, I have a kit lens that I can use with this. $11 for the battery and charger, $35 for the lens, and I'm off to the races. Now, CF card wise, I use a 16 gig CF card, type 2 and type 1 CF card, I believe, in this camera, which gives me 234 million images because it's 8 point something megapixel. 8.5. Am I happy with this camera? Is it getting sold on eBay? These are great questions. Would I suggest it in 2024? Do I think the world needs to invest in these older Canon DSLR cameras? That's totally up to you. If you're taking landscapes and you need to pick out and crop and really dial in, this is not going to be the camera for you. But if you are learning how to be a photographer, you want a camera that does everything, aperture priority, manual, shutter priority, this camera will do it. It will teach you how to be a photographer. It will not break the bank. If you go on a photo walk with beers and cameras, Los Angeles, or whoever is close to you, and you take the 20D, nobody's going to laugh at you. No one's going to be mean to you on those walks. They're going to support you in your photography journey. They're going to help you to learn photography and become part of the crew. This is the wonderful thing about not spending too much money, but getting involved with the photography community. I put it to you that the images which I took with this camera would be pretty difficult / impossible to make with my iPhone. Now, some phones have wonderful cameras. Yeah, but this, the macro images that I got with this lens, the color renditions, the feel, the emotions that I got, heck, I just felt part of the photography crew. When I use the camera to take images of my family, they react a different way. If I take my phone out, everyone's like, ugh. I think it's something about feeling that you're going to instantly post that picture onto Instapot or FaceTalk or whatever social media you use. You take a picture or make an image with this camera, you are not loading it straight up onto Instapot at all. You got to go home, transfer it to your laptop, maybe edit it a bit, And then you have to consider whether or not you want to share that on social media. But that whole process is wonderful. If you want to shoot film photography, which I believe that we all do secretly as photographers, and you're starting out, get yourself a DSLR camera, the Nikon D70, D60, D50, D80, D90, or any one of the Canon EOS range with these interchangeable lenses. These practice photography, learn the triangle of exposure, shoot it in manual mode, and then move on to film photography. And when you've done that, you will start to love photography as much as the rest of us. So my retort for being called out is that I do own other brands of cameras. This Canon 20D, this Canon EOS 20D is the third Canon camera I've owned. I keep selling the other ones because for some reason people love them on eBay and they go for a great price. But I just ordered a D30, a Canon D30. The review is to come because that camera is very special. Thanks for hunting for cameras with me. Thanks for asking me questions. Thank you for inspiring me to take this beauty off of the shelf with this lens and go to my local botanical gardens and take a bunch of pictures with my family and enjoy that photography process. Any chance I get to go out and shoot with people, to make images, and to talk to you all, I will grab a hold with both hands. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you on the next one.
'Cause I'll bring you to the light.